Hi, Tom, it's me again. I'm going to show you something you're not going to believe, right? Really see this. Now we're in Ireland, remember? Wet and soapy, wet and soggy Ireland, and there's my water butt that I cleaned out 3 days ago to get rainwater to use to clean out beeswax. I'll tell you, explain about that in a minute, but I need rainwater to do it because the wax doesn't react nicely to chlorine and stuff they put in the water. So it was recommended by the bee guy, by Paul, the bee guy, to use rainwater because it's nice and soft and it won't affect the quality of your beeswax. And had that empty 3 days ago, and I've been waiting for rain since, and there's about a quarter, there's not even a quarter of an inch in there. There's not a millimetre, a couple of millimetres maybe at the most. Normally we're no problem getting rain, so I'm hoping for rain tonight because I really want to get at this beeswax thing. What it is it's a mix of beeswax and mineral oil or liquid paraffin, and it's a very good finish for bowls and any sort of salad spoons, anything you're going to use for food. It gives you a food safe finish and a very good finish. It's not a high gloss finish, it's like a matte satin type finish, which is what I love. I don't really go for the big real glossy stuff, you know. So I say that's why I'm looking for rainwater, and I never thought in my life that I'd be waiting for days and days to get rainwater in Ireland, but here we are, you know. I shouldn't really be complaining, there will be plenty to come, I can assure you of that. So we'll head into the greenhouse now. I'll just take off my cat keeper at her. Right. So the tomatoes, how have the tomatoes fared? The tomatoes have fared dead on. You can see there, there's not a whole lot wrong with those now, since I stopped abusing them. There's another one. Now this here, just as a wee bit of interest, that there is just one of the, do you know the boys that grow in between, in the armpit thing? Well, I took one out, it was fairly big, and stuck it in there, and look, it's growing away. So, they're doing grand, but I'm going to show you something that I feel really stupid about, really, really stupid. What do we see? So there you are, and that's another, this is one called Tumbling Tom. Look at the size, it's not really good size, it's about 2.5 feet across. It's doing really well. These greeny, yellowy looking ones are going to go out soon because they should have gone to friends and they're getting a bit pot bound again. And the whole idea of repotting them will stop that happening. But as you can see, even when they're a bit pot bound, they still put out tomatoes, you know. So I'll show you what I did. If I can find one that's handy close. Yeah. Oh yes, over here. Go over here. Those are the ones that I got from Savage North Garden. They're called Primo Red, and I think I've made a mistake in. Oh no, I didn't. Not that one. It's a different one. I thought I made a mistake pruning. But they're actually putting on tomatoes now. I had to take the bottom leaves off. They were really in bad shape. That's the one that suffered most with the aspirin and Epsom salts mix. Well, Epsom salts mainly because I made it too strong, you know. These ones are doing well too. Andy, there's the ones of your mother's tomatoes that you gave me. They're doing the best on this side, and they're probably doing as well as the others as well. They're lovely, and as you can see, we have got tomatoes, so we're good in that. Right, there's what I'm going to show you there, folks. Like these little bands, okay. I bought these little bands. They're Velcro. And I thought to myself, how are these things supposed to work? You know what I was doing? I'm sure you noticed this in the other videos. I was putting them on, and then, oh, I have to do this here, folks, I'm sorry. I was putting them on, and then doubling them over like that there. and I was wondering, how are these things going to stay? Because they'll just pull apart. And then I realised that you roll them round on top of each other like the way they come on the roll when you buy them. And there is the big clue, Brendan. Look at the way they're presented by the sellers. So that's good. So I got that sorted out. But you know what I got? I got this stuff here. This is like a padded, like a rubbery padded wire, and it's basically conditioned. It's guaranteed for life. Like that's a pretty sort of put your money where your mouth is type of warranty. And it's guaranteed for life, and I don't know how much, 5 meters, it's about $1 a meter I suppose, and I bought 10 meters of it, and I'm going to buy more. Between that there's good and strong, because what you find is that as the tomatoes start to build up and the weight comes on, the pressure comes on down here where the tomatoes want to collapse, and they tend to push their weight down, onto the lowest part, and that's where they're going to collapse there. And in my experience, so you want something that's going to hold them up. And I've noticed that Dan has started holding up the trusses of tomatoes as well. Because, oh, there's a good in there, look. That's Luciola. That's the little plum tomato for sauces. And Dan has started holding his trusses up, because I noticed last year, well, there's a truss there, right? I noticed myself that when it came back to here, when they got really heavy, it just buckled there, which meant there were no nutrients getting down. What have we got here? There's my best peppers. There's my best peppers, guys. They're only about a foot tall. They're not doing very well at all. But we'll see how they get on. And we've got tomatoes everywhere. There's one called Shirley, that's a famous one. Shirley not. And then there's garlic chive, which are I find it was very hard to grow, and more tomatoes, obviously. Right, here we've got cucumbers. These are a small cucumber. I think they're a small cucumber called Carmen. Yeah, that's true. That's a small one called Carmen. What I do is I just feed them through these loops here, through these. This is bean netting I'm using, and I just feed them through the bean netting, and they kind of support themselves. They're really taking off now. They're doing fantastically well, and we've got some little cucumbers coming on down at the bottom there now, which is good. Over here, Gary, look at that. Look at your wisteria, and look where it's trying to go. It's just sending this boy here out all over the place. So I'm going to have to find somewhere outside for these to go. The pergola I had planned is still in the planning stages, so I don't know what I'm going to do with these guys here. I'll maybe just run them up a bamboo and see how they go from there. And then these are lupins for next year. I decided to grow them in here because they get attacked by slugs and stuff, and it's not too bad. These are strawberries. Now those are little ones I grew from seed this year, and as you can see, they've done okay. I'm taking all the flowers and runners off those as they grow, so they don't end up, put the energy into themselves, that rather than into fruit, and it gives you a much better crop for the next year, which I've proved before. Belgian endive, which is chicory, I think, but it said on the Belgian endive, when I looked it up, it was a little white one about that height with a root. This here, I don't know if this is a root or not. I don't think so. It feels quite light, the pot. I maybe have to take one apart and examine it. But I don't know what to do with this. Do you just eat it raw, or do you cook it, or what do you do? I don't really know. And there's the oh no, I have to say this word, echinacea. And that's it. Now these here, the French beans, I hope these are going to start doing something, because to be honest with you, they're a dead loss. Look at the colour of them. They're like a yellowy, washed out colour. These ones aren't too bad, but what they're doing is they're putting out a few beans, but not the masses of beans like there normally are. Three mistakes I think I made. I planted them behind the kale, so they didn't get a good start, and I had to put 4 new ones in, right? Then I grew them in behind these here, in behind these, what do you call that, courgettes, and that's another mistake. That's taken away from light at the bottom. Beans don't mind some shade, but don't like a whole lot of shade. So and also the third thing, I planted them in the same place as last year, and even though I amended the soil down there, I think that has made a difference. So we'll try them somewhere different next year. But I'm certainly not going to fill my freezer like I did last year. That's not going to happen, I don't think. Courgettes, oh my goodness, courgettes. We are going to be sick looking at those soon. Because there's, as you can see, look, loads of courgettes all over the place. And same in there, there's a nice big one there. A couple of nice big ones. And they're everywhere, so we'll get a go at those. I don't know if it's me, but those little hairs on the courgettes, they kind of irritate me a bit, you know. And we've got more strawberries at the back there, and there's a couple of aloe veras that Andy brought me, so they're doing okay. And there's actually wee pups, if they call them, coming out as well, Andy, alongside. Will you see this? Look, see that down below them there? And in this one here behind as well. There's wee ones coming up behind as well. So you give me more than you thought you did there, hey? These are melons called Delisia, the cucumber called Delisia. I'm sorry, that's a cucumber. And then once again, I just stick that there through the hole, and that lets him get up a bit further and bring him back again. And these are melons here, and we've got flowers on the melons. I couldn't get the one I wanted, and I can't remember what its name was. That's one called Sweetheart. But I tried to get another one, which I can't remember, but it was all sold out. But I'll get it next year instead. It's a beautiful one. It's a cantaloupe type melon. And then here's the lettuce is in the ground again, and they're doing grand. That's the little gems, and you can see the bit of extra heat brings them on really well. But one of those is far too big for us for our dinner. So what I'll do is, next time somebody comes to see me, I'll just pull one of those out and give it to them. There's no waste then, you know. And I've been doing this. I've been doing this with the lettuces, just cutting the top off and letting them grow again. And there's one over here that I eat 3 times, but it's not working as well here for some reason. It's the same breed of lettuce, and I don't know what's going on. So maybe cut it a bit too far that time. So that's where we are, folks. Oh yes, the other thing I'm very pleased about up here. Look at the massive growth in that, and all the size of the basket. I could not grow tomatoes in baskets before. Well, I did, but I grew very pathetic ones. But this is one called Tumbling Tom, and it is a fantastic little tomato. It looks like if it puts out as many tomatoes as it's shown it might, it'll be a real success story, and it can be done in pots as well. So I'll be trying that next year, and I'll be trying this year. Actually, there's one in a pot there. So that's where we are, folks. There's some more tomatoes over here. Have to go out yet. It's just getting around to getting things done, you know. This is the one I made a mistake in, tomato Marglobe, and look what happened. It ended up as a dead end here. It just came up. I think I should have left it there, right? I think I pruned that bit out. I shouldn't have. So I'm leaving this leader here. I'm going to let this one here become a leader, and get on up again then, you know. But you sometimes make mistakes, and I make more mistakes than most people. So, and these are more of the sweetheart tomato melons. I found some seeds and just stuck them in there. They're in behind the trees a bit, but this area gets good light, and if the light's coming in through here, where you can see them, and then during the day it's going to move over to here, and you can see them again over here. So it's not. They'll do all right. They'll do. If they don't, they'll know not to do it again. You know. So basically, that's where we are. I'll just give you a quick look back down in the greenhouse again, and let you see. Those ones here, Gardener's Delight. These are Mr. Reliable. You know, I will never say never. I don't think I will ever do a greenhouse where I don't have Gardener's Delight in the greenhouse. So I'm happy enough with the way things look, folks. Even after my mistakes and all, things are coming back again, and that's it. Look, there's a wee thing about I was going to tell you about the scales. I'll just show you here now. There's where I had the scales the first time I weighed, right in the center on that little lip. But the next time I weighed, it was in here. Okay, where are we at? Get over there. The next time we weighed, it was in here. So different force going down onto the different force pulling on the bottom. There's a different angle up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see this little thing here. Let's bring it over there. That little knuckly thing there, where is it? There. I'm going to take that out and put a groove in there that will fit into that wire, and that'll be the problem sorted. Okay. And what's the bottle and the stick for? Different story than before. It's not for my eyes, but that's where my hat goes when it gets too warm, because I know I'll not leave it down there. What's wrong with me, T? I'm a big girl, right? I'm a big girl. I'm scared of leaving my hat in here and putting it on the next day and there's a spider in it. So I'll leave it over there, and then what do you call it? I can put it on without knowing it's fairly spider free the next morning. I leave my hat everywhere. I leave my phone everywhere. I have to get Rosemary to ring my phone, or use Rosemary to ring my own mobile. And then I find it stuck underneath a pot or in a tree somewhere, you know, where I've left it the last time I used it. So that's it, folks. I don't care how long the videos are now, because this 14-minute video will only take about 10 minutes to upload. So I'm really thrilled to bits. Okay, all the best now then. Bye-bye.